Tractate Bava Kamma, page 118. We're getting close to the Siur Masechet Bava Kamma. It's a wonderful feeling. It's a matter of fact that up to this page we discuss situation that a person is chasing a robber, a thief, and try to get money from him. Here we are with the opposite situation. It's very proper for these days, the days of awe. The discussion is basically a person that came to us and said, I've stolen from someone and I want to give it back. In what and how? Why it's a little bit in details, somehow complicated, because the Chafetz Chaim tells us on a statement of Rabbeinu Yonah Migirona, who said that it has to have a piyus, which means it's not just giving back the money, but also you need to appease the person. Not just that. The question is how you do it if a person is not there. He's not there, for example, he's now traveling to South America and you see him over there. Or if he's in China and you owe him, how you need to give it to him. How about interest? So it's a story, very short story I want to share with you. It's a young yeshiva boy in Israel who unfortunately passed away suddenly young, and he appeared to his friend in a dream just shortly afterward. And he said to him, I used the mikveh, the Tolne mikveh in Tzfat, North Israel, and I owe mikveh money. If you please, do not let me enter Gan Eden if I do not pay that money. It's small amount of money, several days after the person passed away. So obviously this is a serious subject. How you return, in what term and condition, in what location can you do that? Do you must appease, or if it's somehow embarrassment, etc., you can just return it. So we're going to study page 118, but we'll start in the Mishnah, 12 lines from the bottom of page 117b. שטפה נהר, אומר לו הרי שלך לפניך. It was a flooding river over that estate. So he said to him, take whatever it is, it's yours. It's a question I heard from a Baba Chassid. It was the old Baba Rebbe. He met a rabbi in Germany and he asked him a question. Rebbe, tell me, we have the Tehillim, the Psalm 104, we said it on Rosh Chodesh, when David HaMelech said, Gvul samta bal ya'avorun, bal yeshuvun lechatzot haaretz, which is like an oath, a statement of the Almighty. He puts a very clear borderline, and therefore he asks a question, how come we have here in our Mishnah, the water was flooded over the land? If Hashem created a structured world and he told the water where to stop, how come you see a change in nature? So he answered and he said, it is true that God structured the world to the small details, but he said there are circumstances because of human behavior that can change. For example, we studied the Gemarrah, the story of King Solomon, when he married the daughter of Pharaoh, the Malach Gabriel, the angel, appeared and stick his sphere and created Rome. So therefore, Hafach Yam Leyabasha, the Pasuk said that it can be changes, and it's mainly because of human people, our behavior. So Tanu Rabbanan, the Gemarrah said, Hagozel sadeh mechavero u'shtafa nahar chayav la'amid lo sadeh acher divrei Rabbi Elazar v'chomrim harei shelcha lefanecha. There is a disputation here between Rabbi Elazar that said, you took a estate, let's call it estate A, return the estate A. Meaning you have to make sure that you have an alternative estate that has the value. The sages said no, he just need to give it to him Why? Because we have the concept we learned many times that קרקע לא נגזלת, you cannot steal land. So במאי כמפלגי, רבי אליעזר דרש ריבוי ומיעוטי, וכיחש בעמיתו ריבוי בפיקדון מיעט, כל אשר ישבע עליו לשקט חזר וריבה, ריבה ומיעט וריבה, ריבה הכל. ומאי רבי? רבי כל מילי, ומאי מיעט? מיעט שטרות. I'm just reading it and then explained. ורבנן דרשי כללי ופרטי, וכיחש כלל בפיקדון פרט, או מכל חזר וכלל, כלל ופרט וכלל, ידע כלל פרט. מה הפרט? דבר מטלטל בגוף הממון, או כל דבר מטלטל בגוף הממון, יצאו קרקעות שאין מטלטלים, יצאו עבדים, שוקשו לקרקעות, יצאו שטרות, שאבל בשמטלטלין, הם גופו ממון. So here there is a disputation between the ריטב"א and the משנה למלך. The ריטב"א said, anything in the Torah, it has to be one of the two. Either ריבוי, מיעוט וריבוי, generalization, specification, generalization, or כלל ופרט וכלל. The משנה למלך said, no, in the entire Torah you have a general structure of clearly כלל ופרט וכלל, or ריבוי, מיעוט, ריבוי. So here we have a several general statement, and therefore we derive from the specification that rules. Again, Rabbi Elazar said you have to return an alternative valuable estate. The sages said since you cannot steal a state, so therefore he just handed over to him the state in the term and condition that it's at the present time. The Gemarrah challenged that and said, והתניא, גוזל את הפרה או שטפה נהר, חייב להעמיד לו פרה, דברי רבי אלעזר, וחמורים אומר לו הרי שלך לפניך. So here you see in a sense of juxtaposition from different Braita that said if someone stole a cow and then all of a sudden in those days was a using of animals in that sense, it was a flooded river. So according to Rabbi Elazar, he needs to give us alternative cow. According to Chachamim, he just give him the way it is. Hatamask kamiflegi amar papa adamaskinan כגון שגזל שדה מחברו והייתה page 118, והייתה פרה רבוצה בו. So the moment you have פרה רבוצה, so the thief, the robber did the kinyan משיכה, and as a result, he said, ושטפה נהר רבי אליעזר טעמי ורבנן לטעמיהו. So here you see in short the view of one second, I want to see here to read the Rashi for you. Rashi said here, וגזלן לא משחה והווי כקרקעות. So he said, that's the whole concept of קרקע לא נגזלת. Anyway, the Mishnah said, הגוזל את חברו, או שהלווה ממנו, או שהפקיד לו, meaning the fellow gave him a chefetz, gave him an item to deposit. So they said, ביישוב לא יחזיר לו במדבר, על מנת לצאת במדבר, יחזיר לו במדבר. So it's all depend upon if it was a precondition in advance. If they said it clearly in advance, so therefore he can do it. Otherwise, it has to be in the way that it was originally given. So for example, Rashi said, אין זה תובעו, אין זה יכול לחופו לקבל חובו. So good morning. The idea is, you meet him in the desert, you meet him in the Amazonas, right? It's a dangerous place. So you cannot give it to him over there. So the Gemara asks, ורמינו מלווה משתלמת בכל מקום, עבדה ופיקדון משתלמים למקומן. So here, it's a famous question people ask when you have a change of currency. When you borrow something from someone and he is, for example, in euro, and you give it back in dollars, and it's in between a changing of locations. So therefore, a changing of interest. Can you return the same amount or not? So אמר רבי הכי כאמר מדווה ניתנה לי טבה בכל מקום עבודה ופיקדון ניתנו לטבה אלא במקומן. We have to differentiate between loan that you can collect a loan any place versus when it's come to deposit money or lost money, you have to give it specifically the place that was taken. Now the next part, the Gemara speaks about location. על מנת לצאת במדבר, המשנה said, פשיטה, לא צריך, אמר לי, ואי פקדוי גבח, דנה למדבר נפקינן. He said, take the deposit, and I'm going, for example, to a trip in the desert. ואמר לי, יהיו אנו למדבר נמי באים למקפא, כי באים להדרין לאחרתה, מדרין לך. So in short, they made a very clear condition in advance, that I have the option, since you're going away, that I'm planning to be away in the same location, I can give it to you there. Otherwise, it's not. The Mishnah said, אומר לחברו, גזלתיך. This is unfortunately happened. It's practical. Someone feel he wants to do teshuvah, he goes back to a former friend, employee, employer, co-worker, and he said, you know, I stole from you money 5 years ago, 2 months ago, right? The other fellow not even aware of that. Another option is hilvetani, that you lend me money and the other fellow totally forget about it. Hifkadta etzli, you deposit something by me. And he continued and he said, ואיני יודע אם החזרתי לך אם לא החזרתי לך. And I'm not sure if I gave it back to you or not gave it back to you. So the Mishnah said, חייב לשלם. You have the obligation to pay him. אבל אם אמר לו, אני יודע אם גזלתיך, but if he said, I'm not sure if I stole from you, אם הלוותני, if you lend me money, אם הפקדת אצלי, if you deposit by me some חפץ המתיר, פטור מלשלם. So the whole idea is, obviously the responsibility is dependent upon the clarity, if that happened or didn't happen. For sure, the Pnei Yoshua here elaborates, we don't have time. איתמר, מנה לי בידך ועלה אומר לו, עלה אומר אני יודע. רבונה ורבודה אמרי חייב, רבנן רבי יוחנן אמרי פטור. רבונה ורב יהודה אמרי חייב, בריא ושמא, בריא עדיף. רב נחמן ורבי יוחנן אמרי פטור, או כממונה בחזקת מראי. So here you have the Pnei Yoshua that have a discussion in regards to Bari Vashema Bari Adif. We have something that is not clear and something that is clear. So obviously the clear taking over, but the question is how far you go with it, because the Gemara challenged Ravuna and Ravuda from our Mishnah. Tnan, אבל אמר לו אני יודע, אם הלוותני פטור, יחדה מלבד דלא כתב עלי. He never went after him, he never asking for that money. ישנם, even the first part said that I stole, I don't know if I return, he needs to pay. דלא כתב עלי, that he never came after him, never sued him, אמר חייב. אלא דכתב עלי, you have to say that here he goes after him and he said, you owe me. So קטני סבע פטור מלשלם, so how come the last part said that he is, you cannot pull out the money from that fellow? So they said, לא לעולם לא כתב עלי. He is not after him. So therefore, if he's not sure if he stole from him, he is exempt. ורישא, בבא לצל ידי שמיים. So the first part speak about someone who wants by a heavenly court, who knows the absolute truth, that he's not free until he pay him total back. So the question is how far you go with this. The Minchat Chinuch had Ma'alach here, the Parashat Drachim had Ma'alach here. How far you go with this. But anyway, itmanami, אמר רבי חייא בר אבא, אמר רבי יוחנן, אומר לחברו, מנה לי בידך, ועלה אומר, אני יודע, חייב, בבא לצאת ידי שמיים. So again, the whole idea is, we have to differentiate between דיני אדם and דיני שמיים. Because דיני אדם, so obviously, you can go and say that it's not true, we don't know, etc., etc. בדיני שמיים, in heaven they know the absolute truth. So they know the truth, so eventually if you want to be free from that problem, you better pay, and that's it. משנה, הגונב טלה מן העדר והחזירו. If someone stole, it's not, טלה is just an example, an animal, and he returned it, הוא מת או נגנב, חייב באחריותו. If it was he passed or stolen, he is responsible. לא ידעו בעלים, לא בגנבתו ולא בחזרתו. Unfortunately, the owner not even aware, neither that it was stolen, nor that it was returned. So, a situation like that, what do you do? So he said, "Umanu tatzon v'shlema," he patu. They count and they not notice that. It's a very serious response over the Rashba. He asked a question. If someone wants to return, but he doesn't want the other fellow to know about it. Why he doesn't want it? Because that fellow can have in his mind a lot of things. Number one, he may think, that's the Pitchei Choshen say, that he just give him part and he owe him more. Or it causes him to start thinking about other people if he's not telling him who did it. So the question is, if he wants to give him, but he doesn't want to tell him, doesn't want to appease him, it's a problem, because number one, if you go strictly by halacha, you have to follow Rabbeinu Yonah, you need to go and appease the person. The problem is, if you appease him, he may suspect you that you owe him more. Or if you not appease him or not tell him who you are, he may suspect that other people that did it and not you. Anyway, it's a response by the Rashba. You're welcome to read, it's based on the Mishnah. אמר רב, לדעת, צריך דעת, שלא לדעת מנין, פותר. So he said, וכי קטנו מנו את הצאן וישלמה, הסעיפה. ושמואל אמר, בין לדעת, בין שלא לדעת, מניין פותר. וכי קטנו מנו וישלמה, פטור הכולה. ורבי יוחנן אומר, לדעת מניין פותר, שלא לדעת, אפילו מניין נמי לא צריך. וכי קטנו מנו את הצאן וישלמה, הרישה. רב חיסדא אמר, לדעת מניין פותר, שלא לדעת צריך דעת, וכי קטנו מנו את הצאן וישלמה, הרישה. אמר רבא, מאי תמה? 118b, מאי תמה דרב חיסדא, הואיל ונהגתם ניגרי בתרייתא. So here the Rav Chisda reason that he is strict when someone who's stole an item without the knowledge of the owner. And he said, since the thief thought that the lamb to take steps outside, which is to leave the owner's the owner's property, so now require a much greater supervision, which the owner can provide only if they are aware of the situation. The Pnei Yoshua have here again Malach, we don't have time. מי אמר רב האחב, אמר רב ההיימן דחזי לחברי דאגבה אמרה מעדרא דידי. He said that he saw a person who lifted a lamb from his flock in order to steal it, and urma bekala v'shadei, and the owner raised his voice at the thief, and the thief discarded it. ולא ידע, יהדרי לא הדרי, and he's not sure if he returned it or not. הוא מת או נגנב חייב באחריותו, and the lamb died or stolen, the thief need to pay a restitution for him. So this you see the opposite. So the Ravid said, the hashava, the return only if the balabait, if the owner knows that you return it. Otherwise it's considering gazlan. ומאי להבאה אף אגב דמאנה? לא, דלה מאנה. ומי אמר רב אחי, ואמר רב החזירו לעדר שבמדבר יצא, אמר רב חנן ברבא, מודה רב ברקועתה. He said the lamp was spotted, so since the lamp spots are distinctive, the owner immediately becomes aware of its return. לימה כתנאי הגונב, תלה מן העדר וסלע מן הכיס, למקום שגנב ויחזיר דברה בישמעאל רבי עקיבא אומר צריך דעת בעלים. סברו לכולי על מאית לוד רבי יצחק דאמר רבי יצחק אדם מסול משמש בכיסו כל שעה. The typical person is checking, especially when it's come to money, constantly. מה אליו בלסלע לדעת ופלוגת לרבי שמואל? לא, בתלה שלא לדעת. You have to speak, they speak here the case of a lamb that was stolen without the knowledge of the owner, and which is they did not know that it was stolen. So since the owner did not know that it is stolen, so then the dispute of Rabbi Akiva is parallel to the dispute of Chizda and Rabbi Yochanan. Uplugt Rabbi Chizda and Rabbi Yochanan. אמר רב זיו לשמי דרבא בשומר שגנב מרשות בעלים לכולי עלמא לא פליגי כדרב חיסדא. ואחר בשומר שגנב ברשותו שיחזיר למקום שנגנב כמפליגי. רבי עקיבא סבר קלטה לו שמירתו. Rabbi Akiva holds his safeguarding was terminated when he stole the lamb and he must therefore return it with the owner's knowledge. ורבי ישמעאל סבר לא קלטה לו שמירתו, so he can return to his own domain. So again, leima minyan poter tanai. So you see here that the counting of the flock exempt a thief who returned a stolen lamb without notifying the owner. So it's a dispute between the Tanaim. The Tanya, גוזל חברו ולא חשבון, תניח יצא ותניח לא יצא. So someone robbed another person. So he's all kind of reasons. Let's say simply is embarrassed to return the money. So what did he do? When he, for example, is a merchant with a seller-buyer of retail, so he just put in, he calculated and he compensated the owner by overpaying him the certain transactions, and this way he paid him. So one Tana said it's fine, the other one said he's not fulfilled his obligation to pay. So סברו דכולי עלמא איתלו דרבי יצחק דאמר אדם משול משמעו כל שעה ושעה מה אליו בא כמפלגה דמן אמר יצא ומן סבר מניין סופר ומן אמר לא יצא סבר מניין אינו סופר. So it's not the robber who has not fulfilled his obligation holds that the counting does not exempt the robber from further liability. אמרי איסבירה לקרבי יצחק כולי אמר לו פליגי דמניין פותר אלא בדרבי יצחק כמפלגי אמר איתלה דרבי יצחק ומר לו איתלה דרבי יצחק. ובהתאמה, another option is דכולי עלמא איתלו דרבי יצחק ולא קשיא דמני רומלה בכיסא ודמני רומלה לידי. So you have the situation that where they count the money and place it in the owner hand, and the other is in his purse. So it's possible as a result that the owner will put the money directly into the container with other coins in it and will never realize that it was compensated for the theft. So as you see, it's a situation, sometimes you ask yourself, what's better? It's better not to do any knowledge, because we want, in one hand, to encourage the people to, to pay, to give. But by the same token, we don't want, to create a situation that people say that it's so difficult that they don't want to do anything. So it's kind of sensitive. Anyway. So here we have to differentiate between if you have other money in his pocket or not. So when he does not have other dinars in his purse, so when he counts the money, he will realize that his additional sum have been included in the payment. So again, we're not talking about practical halachot, because obviously there is a lot to discuss. But in these days, we understand it is time for cheshbon hanefesh, and it's good to do it all the time, but especially at this time. And hopefully, we will be clear before we go to God and ask for forgiveness.